All right. So, last but not least, we have another incredible woman, and I was so fortunate to have a conversation with her just to learn more about her story behind the story. And I realized that we have a lot in common, and she is just such a powerful, humble spirit. She is the founder of Purpose and Finance, and she's a motivational speaker. Please welcome Tanisha Matthews to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, Tanisha, and love that look. So, so lovely, so lovely.
Thank you.
Do you remember when that happened?
This was November of last year. It was shot by Haley Corbin. So shout out to Haley.
Okay. And I love the pink.
Thank
That's
you.
one of my favorite colors. So
Thanks.
yes, just amazing. Some of the things that I learned about you, and I'd love for you to take us back there to share a little bit about your journey to, the process of going on to Purpose and Finance. How did you get there?
Well, it all started when I became a single mom at the young age of 21. My son Anthony's here with me. He's now 18.
Hi, Anthony. Anthony's
And-
filming. He's busy.
And, it's not easy being a single mom, but the good thing is God was always by my side. So sometimes, we may mope and say, oh, we're single and we're doing it alone. But to be honest, I did not do it alone. God was always there, by my side, walking me through. So I just have to, first just acknowledge God for just always being by my side and helping me. And also through that journey, my family was one of my biggest support system as well.
And they are still here.
yes.
Mom is here.
Yes.
Sister Sharna.
Yes,
Fantastic.
absolutely. So, it takes, as the saying goes, it takes a village, and they're a part of my village. And so along the journey, not to say that there weren't difficult times, because there were difficulties. I remember the days when I had to push him in the stroller, run to get the bus. And, if I missed the bus and I'm late for work, and just, the struggles. And, I was able to purchase a car, and then, things got better. So, but just leading up to Purpose and Finance. So one of the number one challenge for single moms, it is financial stress. And I feel that it is there's a gap in the industry that speak to this pain point for single mothers. And as someone in the financial industry, I've been in the financial industry for going on 17 years. I just felt that there has not been any services that really cater to single moms. And withstanding that, that's their number one pain point, right? So I leveraged my personal story as a single mom and my personal struggles, and just also not just my banking experience, but also I just always had a thing for budgeting. And I have, in my book collection, I would say maybe 80% of my books are finance books. And I remember I started out with, what was it, that lady, I can't remember her name right now, Gail, Debt Free Forever, I believe the book is called.
The one which shouted at everybody for making those blunders.
Yes, so that was my first personal finance book in my 20s, and then also David Bach, Smart Woman Finished Rich. So, once I picked up those books, I found an interest in personal finance. I always download budget sheets, and I find myself always budgeting and doing things like that. And it was just at the onset of the pandemic where I was just thinking like, okay, what can I do? Like how, just searching, praying to God to show me my purpose, lead me to something, just something purposeful, right? And he said, "What's in your hands?" And I was thinking, like, what's in my hands? Like, you know how he said that story with Moses, like, what's
Right.
in your hands? And for me, it was my books, like my personal finance books, and all the knowledge that I've gained, and also my personal story. So I decided to leverage those two
Right.
to create a platform called Purpose and Finance to provide empowerment and just inspiration for single moms. So that's how that came about.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. That's
Thank you.
quite an accomplishment. Now, we had this conversation,
Yes.
and the thing that really drew me to your story was the commonality of the relationship with money,
Yes.
and moving from not the best relationship to a better relationship.
Absolutely.
And I really understood how retail therapy was really like therapy to kind of, overcome a lot of stuff that was happening
Yes.
in my environment. Do you want to talk about
Absolutely.
relationships with money?
Yes. So I didn't start out. So first, I come from an excellent family, great family. We're very close and all. But I don't remember having conversations really about finances.
Yeah.
I just know that we were taken care of, but the conversation did not come up, and
Right.
it could just be for whatever reason. So I fell off for a little bit in terms of managing my finances, and especially being a single mom with one income, it tends to be a little bit difficult
Right.
as well, because I've been gainfully employed for all of my son's life, right? So I've had a job, but it was still difficult because paying for childcare, paying for extracurricular activities, things like this, and I did not want my son to feel deprived in any way. So I would also, use like my credit card or, line of credits and things like this to, I would say, make up for that shortage in my income. And by doing so, that kind of, eventually caught up to me, and I end up having some debt, which was, I would say, a little bit stressful to manage, plus my day-to-day finances. And that's why now I want to empower single moms to focus on financial wellness, because the opposite of financial wellness is financial stress, and that's what I was experiencing back then, right? I remember I was just sitting in my car, just overwhelmed with my my day to day, or just the things that I had to do, right? And
Right.
most of these things, you need money, right? So but then it started taking a toll on me with just other things or other emotions that I was going through at the time. And when I decided to start therapy, I was explaining to my therapist that every time I pay down my credit card, I just tend to rack my credit card back up.
Right.
So let's say if I get extra money and I pay off my credit card, then in no time, and it was usually most cases it was to shop.
Yeah.
And when I started therapy and I explained this to her, and she was so nice. She said, "Tanisha, no," she's like, "You're spending to fill a void." Right? Because I thought that I just had this spending problem, but it was more than that. So a lot of times when we're having issue with finances, we really need to get to the root cause of those issues, because it's not just about spending, but there could be something, that you need to deal with that's causing this issue.
Sure.
So what I did was I used to go to the mall whenever I feel stressed. And of course, I work here in Toronto, and as I exit off the highway to go to work, there's the big, Yorkdale sign saying, "Come and get me," So I would go sometimes if I
Go
work
this
later.
way.
Yes, I would go. I would go before work, or sometimes after work, right? I would go for my retail therapy. But it was when I had this conversation with my therapist, and she told me that was when I got the revelation that it was something deeper. And once we worked through that, then I no longer had that urge to shop, and that's how I mend my relationship with my finances. So it was by getting to the root cause of what was causing me to spend.
Right. So
Yeah.
you kind of you took stock of the
Yes,
triggers, right?
that's it. Yes.
Before you acted on it.
Yes, that's
Okay.
right. So, for example, I now what I do is if I go into the store and I started picking up a bunch of stuff, then I would think like, do I really need this? Is it a need or is it a want? So now I shop with purpose.
Ah, I like
And that's
that.
the reason why purpose and finance, because you want to spend on purpose, right? Do you really need it or are you just purchasing it because you see it? Or is it something that you really need? Is it a need or is it just a want, right? So that's kind of what that therapy session opened up to me. And then I no longer went for retail therapy, right? Now I knew how to handle that issue.
You can handle that.
Yeah.
Yes, I do something similar when I go to Les Gagnants winners. I put in what I like, the eye candy, the eye
Yes.
machine, and then I take everything out by the time I go to the cash and just buy
Yeah.
the one thing I need.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's been a process.
Yes. And
But
actually,
I'm getting there.
I started walking out of stores empty-handed after
Yeah.
I came to that because it's like, okay, no, I don't need it. I put it back and I just walk away.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I'll get there. That's awesome, and you know, you've really accomplished quite a bit, and like I said, I'm really proud of you, and
Thank you.
your son is proud.
Yes.
He's like, yes, I am so proud of you. What's next for you? I know you have some speaking engagements.
Yes, and well, so my son, another thing I wanted to mention is, so my son got accepted to university, and so that's kind of where my focus is right now.
In what field? What?
Pardon me?
In what faculty?
Marketing.
Marketing.
Yes.
Mhm, mhm.
So
Excellent.
I am focusing on just getting him prepared for the next stage of his life, and then once that's over, then I'm definitely looking forward to starting my podcast on the topic of personal finance, and just some other things that I'm working on right now. So stay tuned.
Excellent. I am so excited for you. And I just wanted to ask one thing before we close today. What advice would you give to a single parent right now who's just struggling with the balance of, making ends meet and raising a child or children and keeping the finances together? What's something that you've learned that you could share with them in a few words?
Yeah, absolutely. What I would say first is worry about the core things that you need. So your housing first, your food, your transportation, and if you have any, like, I would say medical prescriptions or anything like that you have to take, those are like the essentials. So I would say work on those, and also start going around your house. Sometimes we have a lot of things that we can actually sell now in the days of Facebook Marketplace.
Yes.
Or you can sell things and just apply those towards debt if you're struggling with your debt. You can also seek to do consolidation, maybe. So have a talk with your bank and see, is there any way you can work on something where you can get a lower interest rate. Let's say you have a high interest rate credit card, maybe switch to something with a lower rate. And also try to get maybe a side job. Do you bake? Like, do you have a talent? Do you have a hobby? Maybe you can turn that
Do you
into,
drive?
Yeah, Uber.
Right?
Maybe you can turn that into some sort of a side income. So those are a few of the ways that, and also I would say seek advice from a professional, like going to your bank and get advice and see how they can help you to resolve that
Excellent.
issue.
All right. Well, thank you for your pearls of wisdom.
My
and where can
pleasure.
people find you, Tanisha, on social media?
So you can find me at Purpose and Finance on Instagram.
Excellent. Tanisha Matthews, everyone. Go check her out. Thank you. And I want to thank everybody here in the audience and audience world and on the internet. Thank you so much for joining the Nikki Clarke Show here on GoLiveTV.ca. You'll be able to see the interviews again on YouTube. And if you want to be a guest, reach out to us on the NikkiClarkeNetwork.com. God bless you and thank you.